Right, moving on now in terms of your sports news, as South African Football Players Union President Thulaganyo Gaoshubelwe was at the center of the standoff between Banyana Banyana players and the South African Football Association. He was also at the hotel with the players before they went to Tsakane Stadium to watch what was a makeshift Banyana Banyana team get a 5-0 thrashing against neighbours Botswana. So let's welcome now the president of SAFA, Thulaganyo. Thank you so much, Thulaganyo, for joining us on Sports on Morning Live this morning.
Good morning, Vui, and let me say hi to your viewers.
Thulaganyo, perhaps if we can just start with the standoff between Banyana Banyana players as well as SAFA. What is the actual gist of the differences between the two sides at this moment?
I think let me start here by saying yesterday we have met with SAFA. The meeting having been facilitated by the Premier of Gauteng, and we must thank him, Banyana Banyana. Notwithstanding that, tomorrow we'll be meeting with the Minister of Sport, who has agreed to give us a hearing. And the meeting, of course, we've agreed to a process now. We are going to engage with SAFA starting from today, with the hope that before the Banyana team leaves, and Banyana team, we mean both the players and the staff leave, South Africa, all matters will be resolved. You know that they are leaving on the 5th and the 6th, respectively. We're hoping that we'll have resolved that. But the long and short of it is that everything emanated around the issues of the contracts, that Banyana wants to have a discussion with SAFA. Some of all those issues would not have been attended to. And those legitimate issues were presented to SAFA. And yesterday's meeting, we have never agreed in terms of a process to say, yes, these are the issues that ought to be raised. These are the legitimate issues. And today we are starting with the process in terms with dealing with all those fights and the rights of the players. And as parties, we would have agreed to say, let us cease all hostilities and let's come back to the table. You'd agree that yesterday's scenes were very unfortunate. Extremely. However, something had to be done. Something had to be done because the rights of women are sacrosanct. The rights of the women in football had to be, first and foremost, confirmed to say they do have the rights to exist and be affirmed. That they also must be taken, feel that at least there's some appreciation going towards them.
Maybe Thulaganyo, just bring us into the picture more for myself as well as the viewers at home, because there's been a lot of stories. Firstly, it was the players are boycotting the encounter and they will not be there until they reach an agreement with SAFA. But there's also some reports that say the players were ready at the hotel by 12 o'clock to travel to the venue, Tsakane Stadium, to play the encounter. Perhaps just bring us in terms of that. What was the players' position in that regard?
It is common cause that the players never boycotted the game. We have addressed those issues. We established that. We agreed in that particular meeting. In as much as we don't want to go deeper into the details as to what could have happened, what shouldn't have happened, but we can confirm that the players were ready, and that is why you would have seen the players at the stadium to say, we are here, we all wanted to play for the team. And the Premier himself, in the post-match interview yesterday, when we briefed the nation, he would have said that at no point did Banyana refuse to go into the field. And we affirmed that with all the stakeholders present. So the truth of the matter is that Banyana, as much as they've always wanted to play, they want to play. It is true that, yes, indeed, they were ready to go and play. Unfortunately, because of that communication and the decisions that would have been taken much earlier in the day, made it a bit impossible for them to get onto that bus and go. But nonetheless, they went to the stadium to go and support and rally behind those that would have been appointed, but at the same time to say to the nation, it is not really true that we were not ready to come and play. But what is important for us at this point, without going much into all these teachings and the mudslinging, is that the issues of the Banyana would be addressed, and they need to be addressed. And every single right and every single issue that they have raised, it ought to be given to them. And that's the respect that we just need to accord, because in all the process, all they have always wanted was a bit of respect in dealing with their matters.
Now, Thulaganyo, you also represent the Bafana Bafana players as SAFA. Perhaps just let us know, in terms of process, have we seen something similar like this happen with the Bafana team at this stage, ahead of going into a competition of this nature, contractually not knowing where you stand, having to play your send-off fixture against a Botswana that's ranked 150th at a stadium that is not even accredited by the Premier Soccer League? It was banned, the Tsakane stadium, by the PSL.
I think the lessons that we need to learn out of this, is the willingness and ability to engage everybody and engage the workers. You see, nothing, of course, should be a kind of a up-down approach or top-down approach, just to tell the participants, being the workers, being the footballers, to say this is where you're going. And I think if we communicate better, and we address issues way ahead of time, we would not find ourselves in a situation like this. I would imagine that at the level of Bafana Bafana, most of these issues are addressed long before the players get onto the field. And I think the same principle and the same process ought to be followed, not only with Banyana Banyana, but with all the national squads that represent the country, be it from the under 15 up until senior level. And I think all of us, we have learned, but we have learned the hard way, that we must address the issues and we must make sure that everyone's rights is respected and taken to the fore. So we're hoping that going forward, there will be lessons learned, but we will continue. And I know that this is the views that are expressed by Banyana, that they will go out, fight it out, and make sure that they bring the trophy home. But yeah, you are quite correct in saying we could have done things much better, and going forward, we hope that things will be done much better.
Thulaganyo, thank you so much for your time here this morning, and thank you for standing in the fight for the girls and being there with them through what has been a really difficult period for them.
No, thank you very much, and we hope that you'll keep on rallying behind the ladies, man.
All right, that was Thulaganyo Gaoshubelwe. He is the SAFA president. He was out at the hotel with the Banyana squad as well as at Tsakane Stadium yesterday, just helping them to put across their issues and concerns with the South African Football Association. And we look forward to seeing what will be the outcome once, of course, he meets with the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture.